You guys broke the door down. Barrier breakers for the South and the Southern Sound. Um, and so I totally understand when you say we don't respect your list, right?
We can't because we weren't.
And we've had it
Yeah,
ever since.
yeah,
Let's just keep it spade a spade.
yeah. And it's like, how do you? I mean, my whole.
So when they said Jay is on the number one on the list or whatever,
He number one in business. I
Okay.
can give
That's
him
the
that.
only reason.
I can give him number. That's the reason why they put him there, and I understand that, and I respect that, and I respect, and I can tell you why. Because he is the first to be a top rapper, go from that, be a label owner, go from that, find artists that broke ceilings in this music game, and to be able to marry pop superstar and keep that relationship together in the midst of all of this going on. Hey man, you the greatest.
Yeah.
Cause I know what it is to be in a relationship and be in the game and your girl in the game.
That's tough.
So it's a real tough position. So no, like people just took my first comments as aggression toward him, and it's not aggression toward him. It's just aggression toward whenever I hear that, the emotion of 95, 96 come up. And then I be like, oh, no, buddy. Don't nobody put us on the no list. And since I'm here and I'm one of the ones from down here that fought this battle, I don't care what your papers say.
there it is.
You know what I
man.
mean? That's
There it
all.
is.
And then I could say this too. I wouldn't have spoke like that if I didn't have music. If I didn't know what me and James had created at the end of last year and what we've been working on together for about a year or two now, I only wanted to draw the attention of the industry to show them what artists look like and what real music sound like. Because right now the industry to me is just fabricated. That's why none of these songs are really sticking. That's why none of these artists are really, the audience is really loving them like that. You know why? Because damn near half their album, the label gave them the songs.
Right, bro.
So, you know what I
No,
mean?
you're right, bro. Rappers is just goddamn actors right now.
Yeah, you know.
James, so how did you and Gipp create this this collaboration? How did y'all end up meeting and linking and locking in?
Well, it started from a session that I had with Corrupt one
Okay.
night, and me and Corrupt were working on different records, just catalog of stuff. And one of the songs we were working on was called "Top of the World," which is on Gipp and Worthy now. And we were just finishing up the hook in Corrupt's first verse. And once we did that, he called me to the side and said, "Hey, what do you think about putting Gipp on this record?" Now, I hadn't met Gipp yet. We had never crossed paths yet, but I was always a fan. I was a big Goody Mob fan. So I said, well, Rupp, I would love to see what he sound like on it because I hadn't really heard him rap on a production like that. And even the premise of the song was different. So it intrigued me. So Corrupt called him, and Gipp pulled up 30 minutes later and sat on my couch and wrote his verse right on the spot. So it was all three of us on the record. So after we did that, Corrupt called us a couple days later saying, "Hey, I'm going back to the West because it's too cold out here." So I'm like, all right.
Boy, I like that West, boy. Boy, I like that West Coast.
He had to
boy.
go back to the West. So I'm like, damn, well, I mean, what we going to do with this record? So we kind of sat on it for a little while, but in the midst of that, me and Gibb just started working on other records. So we ended up doing another record called Night Drive, me, him, and John Flutis, and then he was on my single called TikTok, which we got nominated for a Grammy for that record.
Yes, sir.
So, we just started working on stuff, and Gipp and Worthy kind of came after that, just in a sense of we just wanted to have a body of work for people to hear, not only from both of us, but just come at the industry different, like the sound, the writing, the message of it, everything. You know what I mean? Because, like he said, you got labels out here just giving people records, and everything is so manufactured. Like me and him were in the studio creating this music.
Yes,
It
sir.
wasn't no files back and forth, and well, I got to meet you out here and this and that. Like, nah, he pulled up to my studio and we recorded these records on the spot organically. And I think that's why the project is being so well received, because I think people feeling that energy.
It's organic.
Yes,
You know what I'm
definitely
saying?
organic.
And that's real always feel better than fake.
Yeah.
Fake diamonds shine for a little bit.
For a little bit.
For a little bit. But if
After a while, it's gonna get a little rust.
exactly with the real ones stand the test of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You said something earlier. We're talking about you were nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah.
Now every year at the Grammys, or at least this year, there was a lot of uproar about certain individuals winning and certain individuals getting left off and things. What is your take and your thoughts of the Grammy voting process?
I mean, to be honest with you, the Grammys ain't made for us. The board is nothing but old white folks that don't even listen to music like that. To be honest with you, it's the reason why y'all see whoever wins is like almost a cringe to a lot of people, because you ain't never heard of them. You don't understand why they won.
I'm trying to tell you.
You know what I mean? So it's just like I stopped caring about that a long time ago, because I understood that that is not our circle. That is not what really defines our music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just all it is just an accolade for the industry, but it ain't really an accolade for the people.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
That's a bar.
So
That's a bar right there, sir. That's a
what it
bar,
is.
sir. Hey, when you right, you right.
that's just what it is.
That's
You know what I mean? So
accolade for
like
the industry, and not an accolade.
my
for the
whole
people.
problem with a lot of things is we got to stop talking about saying that we gonna create our own and we still don't do shit about it.
Amen,
You know what
brother.
I mean?
Amen, brother.
Like stop saying that we need to create our own platforms and our own award ceremonies and all that, and we still don't do it. People just get so caught up in trying to be likable and trying to be the most popular and trying to be accepted by the people that really don't give a fuck about you.
Well, there it is.
There it is.
Cause I just remember going on Instagram after this last Grammys, and folks was just hot. Like, how in the world? And da, 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 da. I'm like, well, maybe we should take our ball and go home.
Well, maybe we should just stop caring about that.
There it is.
I mean, music was so much greater when we didn't care about that.
Yeah.
All we want to do is go to Soul Train.
Yep. For real. That was it, boy.
It was two things. It was two things: Soul Train and 106 Apart.
Yeah,
Boy,
yeah.
I'm
It was
trying
like,
to tell you.
That's it.
it's like when we got to do Soul Train, man. I thought, to me, and where we from, that was my Grammy. Like that's
made it.
that's where everybody I saw that I looked up to was on Soul Train Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And I felt like, if anything, if an artist, if what you needed to know if you was even considered to be great, you had to grace that stage at Soul Train. And to be able to do it, man, and at that time, it was it just gave us so much confidence that we really didn't care about awards. Like, I really never really cared about awards. It's because we always knew the type of music we were doing, so I always understood it from that fact. Like, hey man, they ain't never give Public Enemy no Grammy. They ain't never give the people that I looked up to at the time no Grammy. So I always knew that it was a difference between Chuck D and Will Smith.
Come on. Ooh. The difference between Chuck D and Will Smith.